I'm good.
Hi Amit, how are you?
Hi ma'am, I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine.
Great.
डॉक्टर प्रणय शाह आए नहीं अभी?
आए ना आए, वो आए, उन्होंने पीपीटी भी टेस्ट किया. ही इज देयर.
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके.
हाँ.
आजकल आप कार्ड वार्ड नहीं बना रहे हो? I can't hear you. You are muted.
मैम एक्चुअली कुछ पर्सनल इमरजेंसी थी 3 दिन से, तो मैं उधर ही था. एक्चुअली आई वाज अटेंडिंग टू इट. तो ये बार का कार्ड रह गया. नेक्स्ट वेडनेसडे से होगा मैम 100%.
Hello sir.
Hi Sangeeta, how are you?
I'm absolutely fine. How are you?
All well, going fine. Yeah, I was wondering this time, Amit didn't ask me for the photograph or how to preparing that thing.
I had some emergency, so
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. Hello sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
All well.
Hi Shilpa. Hi
Hi.
Dr. Aspi. Hi Devika. We can see your names, but we can't see you.
They're all unmuted. Hi Aspi. Hi.
आजकल थोड़ा लोगों का टाइमिंग का पंक्चुअलिटी खराब हो गए हैं.
नहीं, काम बढ़ गया है ना अभी सबका, ऑब्वियसली. People must have started doing routine consultations, so obviously it's going to affect the thing. Oh, you are in the car right now?
प्रेरणा
कार
Yeah.
प्रणय,
Hi SP, बोलो.
उधर काजू फेणी पे जो पिया कि नहीं गोवा में?
हाँ.
काजू फेणी, कोकोनट फेणी कुछ पिया कि नहीं?
नहीं, कोकोनट फेनी नहीं पिया, और बहुत कुछ पिया.
आते आते पी के साइकिल चलाने का डिफिकल्ट है ना?
No. So our trip was Bombay to Goa. Then from Goa we didn't cycle back.
अच्छा, तो साइकिल छोड़ दिया?
No, we got it back on a tempo.
क्यों? तो वापस क्यों नहीं आया?
वापस 550 किलोमीटर करने का, बाप रे बाप.
अरे बाप रे. सो एवरेज कितना है? 12-15 किलोमीटर का स्पीड हो जाता है पर आवर? 20 किलोमीटर?
No, much more. Yeah, about 20 kilometers per hour. Yeah.
अच्छा. तो कितना पूरा एक दिन लगा जाने को?
No, we took 8 days.
क्यों? अच्छा, हॉल्ट करते करते गए.
Yes. I mean, even your car is to do in 1 day is difficult. So cycle में 1 day so it is impossible. It's 550 kilometers.
घाट बाट भी है ना? घाट बाट भी आता है ना?
Yes, lots of it. Absolutely. Yeah. So it's basically like a 1 week program. I mean, people do it in 5 days. But if you want to enjoy everything, then it's like they recommend it 7 to 8 days. You don't want to.
Okay.
I mean, the whole idea is not only to cycle, but to enjoy the road. I mean, so if you want to do that, then it's pointless.
Correct.
If you want to reach fast, then the flight is better. Then why cycle and this?
In our student days, we used to go by bus, no?
Yeah.
From Bombay to
Absolutely.
Goa.
Yeah, absolutely. Overnight bus, yeah.
वो 11 रुपये का टिकट था स्टूडेंट, 11 rupees.
Yeah.
And Indian Airlines का टिकट था 40 रुपया.
Oh wow.
40 rupees. But that was also very expensive. You could not afford to buy that 40 rupees also.
Yes.
तो ये अपना महाराष्ट्र स्टेट ट्रांसपोर्ट का बस 11 रुपये का अच्छा था.
Okay.
तो संगीता मैडम.
हाँ बोलिए सर.
सब लोग मेरे को लगता है वो दूसरा प्रोग्राम के ऊपर बैठ गया. मैं तेरे को आपको बोला, आप नहीं सुनता है मेरी बात. ये 5:30 का प्रोग्राम रखो, एक 20 पब्लिक को 7:30 बजे बनता है तो रिकॉर्ड वाला देख सकता है ना।
What happens is मैंने उस दिन पोल लिया ना, तो 20 जो मैंने बोला ना, I will take first 20 का ओपिनियन, सब ने आपके छोड़ के सब ने 7:30 बोला।
तो मैं बहुत बड़ा मिस्टेक किया कि I should have given you 5:30 20 times। तो बाद में मेरे को ऐसा दिमाग में आया कि I should have done that, you know, I should have sent 5:30 ऐसा 20 टाइम।
I realize कि थोड़ा गड़बड़ है अटेंडेंस,
क्योंकि ये बेचारा प्रणय बणय वो सब लोग इतना मेहनत करता है।
No, irrespective of how many people listen to, preparing the talk was a fun for me, because even I didn't realize how many pictures I'd taken. Like when we went to the trip, and when Sangeeta asked me to compile a talk, it was really fun for me to compile all those pictures and videos which I had taken. It was a nice thing for me. So irrespective of how many people enjoy and they want to see the video later on, for me it was a great experience, to get something like this.
You also must not have seen all the pictures, no, before this.
No, that's why you just keep on clicking and you don't realize what videos have come and all that. And typically, otherwise the whole thing would have taken a couple of months by the time you actually sit down. But because like this was 1 week, everything I had to get in, which was really nice.
But you had posted some pictures, no, and videos
on the Facebook. Yes, yeah.
Now we
Facebook, I put up a blog.
Today only I have sent you a message regarding that Facebook. Facebook is even taking your all data even if you are offline, on the Facebook and all. So you be careful. The video which I have sent it, you see it, and you put it off that offline the recording unlock. So go through that and do that.
But video બીજા જોઈને લે તો શું આપણે શું નુકસાન શું છે?
કઈ નહીં, લોકો they trace you what they trace your all the activities including your bank accounts and all, you are logging in or all, even if you are offline as far as Facebook is concerned. So it is better that offline vision for a Facebook should be blocked. You block that.
Okay.
I have already sent you one clip in which it is very clearly seen. You can do it in about 5 seconds. But it is good for you. Yeah, you just go through that.
Yeah.
I hope that clip has come even on our Gynec group, because the rest of the group it has gone. And some people have done it also, that Shinde and all have done already. And they were quite happy about it. I don't know whether in Gynec group mein maine bheja hai ki nahi. I have sent it. That small hai Gynec group mein bheja hai. आज ही मैंने भेजा है. It's about 11:37 morning में भेजा है. So those who are interested in blocking the activity when you are offline, you can just go through it and do it. I think it's quite helpful.
So how long have you been practicing, Pranay?
Yeah, voice was not clear. Tell me something.
How long have you been cycling?
I started in November. I mean, the thing during the end of the lockdown.
Which bike do you use? BMW?
No, Baba. Actually, all of that is part of the talk. I'll get into the, yeah.
Okay. No issues.
Sangeeta, we can start. I mean, people can join in case they're late. Anyway, we'll have the recording, for other people to.
Okay, great. So, Amit, please
Yes,
mute.
sir, I have started the recording.
Yes. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome.
I will mute everybody. Give me a minute.
Yeah, do that.
Ma'am, 1 minute. I'll mute everybody. Dr. Sangeeta ma'am and Dr. Shah sir, you can unmute yourself and we can start.
Okay, yeah.
So, good evening, everybody. So it's a great pleasure to have Dr. Pranay Shah agree to do today's program almost on a last minute basis. It's going to be very interesting because he did cycling from Bombay to Goa, and that is a very unique experience. And he is going to share that experience with us. So without wasting any time, sir, please take over from here.
Sure. I'll share my screen first.
Sure, sir.
Please, you'll have to unmute yourself once more.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's done. So, can you see the screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. That's okay. So basically, a lot of you were there during my last talk, and you all realize that I'm basically a water baby. My primary passion is water, and even on a regular basis, I swim every day. Now, the moment the lockdown came in, basically swimming was completely stopped, and there was no way, to know when swimming is likely to start. So the initial first few weeks and months of the lockdown, I was just climbing stairs in my building, or doing some yoga, or doing aerobics in the or cardio in the house. But very soon I got bored of all those things, because I'm basically an outdoor person and I like to be out of the house, and doing yoga or aerobics was not really my the fun part. So I started looking at cycling as one of the things which could, satisfy me. Now, unfortunately, at that time, no cycles were available till August, September. Most of the stock comes from China, and there were no imports occurring, for the cycles, the good cycles. I mean, the regular cycles are available, but you are looking for a geared cycle. I was looking at a battery operated cycle. So I think I got my cycle basically on 1st of November, and that is where my cycling actually started. Before that, probably I've done like cycling one day in a year when you go out of Bombay and do some cycling, but I was never really a regular cyclist. I've never even driven a two-wheeler or a moped or a bike in my life. So this was again a completely new experience for me. So the bike which I bought was basically a e-bike called Waltz. So it's a battery operated bike. The advantage of this bike, probably what I thought, is because I stay on a steep hill at Fawcett Hill Road. I thought that going up uphill, or if I want to go something, I don't need to strain myself, so that I can cycle. I can use the battery at that time. So an e-bike normally allows you to do regular cycling. It's a 7-geared cycle. So you can use it like a regular cycle, but if you feel you are tired, or if you don't have the stamina to, cycle, you can put it on onto the battery mode, and that gives you the, there are 3 levels of support. So depending on level 1 is 80% pedaling, 20% cycling. Level 2 is 50% pedaling, 50% cycling, and level 3 is 50% pedaling and 50% battery. So depending on what level you want, you can use the battery. So that was very encouraging for me, because I thought even if I'm tired, I can at least continue with my cycling. So I initially started cycling with the one which I'm showing you, and typically I started doing some night cycling, going up to Chopati, going slowly increasing the distance, saying early morning I would go. Now, before we discuss anything about cycling, I think irrespective of what level of cycling you are doing, it could be cycling even in your compound, it could be going out on the road, it could be cycling long distance. I think the protective gear has to be there, because helmet is the most important part, and a lot of people have had problems even with cycling at short distances in a thing with a fall. So I don't think you can underestimate that, and whoever wants to cycle, a helmet is a must. If you're going on the roads, then you want a front and a rear blinker, so that you make the other person aware that cycle is coming or going away from you. Any cycling for more than half an hour, you will need padded shorts, because otherwise your bum is going to really be sore the next day. So if you get special padded shorts, Amazon has a large variety of them, and typically they cost about 500 to 700 rupees. If you want the gel pad shorts, that means advanced cyclists, if you are going to cycle more than 4 hours in a day, then you want the gel pad, which would be recommended, so that you are comfortable during the cycling. Comfortable shoes and adequate water while you're cycling. So every half an hour, 40 minutes, you need to take water. It could be plain water, it could be Glucon-D, it could be some electrolytes. So the best time I think to cycle is early in the morning, because if you start at about 6 o'clock, there's hardly any traffic. You don't want to be going earlier than that because it's the dark and the roads can be a little risky. So getting around 6:15 would be a good time. And almost every day with my cycling, I started enjoying the sunrise, which I had never appreciated for so many years. So this is basically Gateway of India. You're seeing the boats and the the seagulls flying early in the morning. There are various apps available, and this is one of them is Strava, and you can actually map what you are cycling, what area you are cycling. You can, so this ride shows that I cycled about 11.7 kilometers on that day, and the timing for cycling was 54 minutes. My next cycling was about 13 kilometers, and the timing was about 1 hour 1 minute. So you can actually know whether you are cycling better. Are you increasing your speed? The average speed at that time was about 12.7 kilometers, and then the maximum speed was 23 kilometers. So till the thing, and then you start taking a little longer ride. So you combine Nariman Point and Kolaba up to the Navy Nagar, and I did about 21.4 kilometers. Now in about 1 hour 40 minutes. Now when you are able to do about 1.5 hours of cycling, probably this is the level where you want to go up and start doing a little longer drives. So this is the time where I joined one of the cycling groups. It's called the Sobo Riders. These are all informal groups, usually on the WhatsApp. They put up their daily rides. So one of the group organizer will put up where they are going to ride to, and people would collect together in a particular area and try and cycle together. They have each other's information. So in case there is a problem with anyone, you can immediately connect with them. Your chain breaks, you have a flat tire, immediately you can get in. So I think this is, once you start going about 20 kilometers a day, you need to get into one of these groups. Even Sundays, they plan short trips. So every Sunday, I started going to a little longer thing. So one of them was Sion Fort. It's a beautiful fort. It's right in the city of Mumbai, and 60 years I've never seen this. So probably cycling started helping me to see the city better and really understand the city much better. So this is a group of friends from Sobo, where we are sitting on the Sion Fort. And that's an old gun there, saying lovely sunrise pictures again. The next we went to is the Bandra Fort. So this is about 14 to 15 kilometers. So your return drive is about 30 kilometers. So you get a beautiful view of the, your Worli Bandra ceiling from there. It's an amazing view. And that's the whole group which we went. Typically, we grow in groups of about 10 to 20 cyclists. All of them are from different walks of life, different ages. The oldest member in our group is actually 71 and is an excellent cyclist who has been doing it for many years. And the youngest one are usually about 15 or 16 years old. So I think this is the map. Now, once you are able to do a good amount of flat cycling, then the next thing for you to upgrade is to start going uphill. So, then we started cycling from NCPA to Walkeshwar. That's going via Teen Batti all the way up to Hanging Garden. Because that will give you an idea, if you have a geared cycle, how to use the gears. Again, good sunrise from the sunrise point at Chopati. It's an excellent point for the sunrise pictures. This is the one from Kamala Nehru Park. Saying again, we just cycled up and then took a picture from Kamala Nehru Park. That's a group again. The next thing was to Juhu Beach, which is almost about 40 kilometers. So the whole idea was basically you start cycling short distances, start with about 4 to 5 kilometers, gradually, build up your stamina, and then you should be able to cycle about 30 to 40 kilometers or even 50 kilometers. So the longest which I did was my cycling trip to Uttan, which is, beyond Mira Bhayandar, which is about 100 kilometers. So we went one Sunday morning, beautiful, view of the Velankanelli church. That's all the prawns and the fish which are drying. These are not crops. These are actually fish which are dried up, so that the dry fish can be sold in the market. So looks amazing, beautiful views. And this was actually 110 kilometers. But when you have a long drive, you also have a rescue vehicle. That means if you cannot drive such a long distance, you can always put your cycle in a vehicle and you can get into the vehicle. So that day I did about 60 kilometers of cycling, and the other 40 kilometers of cycling, I was in the rescue vehicle. So the distance was not 110, I did about 60. but the idea is basically to gradually build up so that you know how things are working. And this really gave me the stimulus that no, I can actually now go in for a long distance. This is also the time I got my GoPro camera. So then you actually start getting into, you know, picturing whatever you're doing. So this is one of my morning drives at NCPA going along Marine Drive. And you get these, you know, lovely pictures which you can, you know, share on your groups or share on the things. Right. So again, this is Worli Sea Face, which are going. Yeah. And this is coming back from Shivaji Park way to Prabhadevi temple. So you'll see Prabhadevi temple on the left hand side now, and then we are coming via Worli Naka back to NSCI and then back home. So that's the common man at Worli Sea Face. That's the Worli Naka. The bridge at Worli Naka, and then you have, that's the Atria Mall on the left hand side. So basically you grow on to your passion, you like cycling, you have increased your distance, now you get into some photography, get some lovely videos of what you have been doing, you know, get the city life, and it really starts getting interesting from there. That's the old Lotus Circle and the bus stop just before the NSCI. So I'll just cut short this video, but just saying. The other trip which we did just before I went to Goa was the Sivri Fort, which again is an amazing place and probably one of the closest places in the city where you can see flamingos. So this is again another app called Relive, where you can actually map your whole thing. So we started from Sadar Pav Bhaji at Tardeo Circle, and it basically creates a map how we have cycled. So this is Worli Naka again. From Worli Naka we went to Sivri. So you'll come to the Sivri, you know, the level crossing, and from Sivri we went to the Sivri Fort. So there's a masjid there which is still active, and then you can see lovely flamingos. So probably one of the closest areas, just about 10-11 kilometers from the city, and you can see nice flamingos absolutely free of charge. And basically these apps allow you to map, it gives you the speed, what is the maximum you know, velocity which you have gained. So having done that, now it gave me the impetus that no, I can go long distance also. And one of the things which had been there in my mind for a very long time was to go Bombay Goa. Now if you see Bombay Goa, basically there are three routes. One which most people take is the fast route, which is from Pune to Satara, Karad, Kolhapur and Belgaum, and then go to Goa. This is the quickest. It takes about 10.5 hours. The next one, which was the old Bombay Goa road, which was via Mahad and you know, Chiplun, and these areas, Santwadi and Panjim, is a slightly slower road. The road is in bad condition right now, but both these roads are not really scenic. And I always wanted to do you know, a trip on the roads from Bombay to Goa. Actually, twice I went short trips from you know, Alibag to Jaigarh, and then again Kankeshwar to onwards. So these are just one-day trips in my car, but I wanted to do the whole thing. So this was really, you know, what was stimulating. What is important is when you see the Bombay Goa road, we only think of there's one ferry available to us from Mumbai to Mandwa. Now we have the Ro-Ro, but there are always ferry boats where you could cross Mumbai to Mandwa. But there are a lot of other ferries from Revdanda to Korlai, Agartanda to Dighi, and so other places which have been there for more than 50-60 years. And these ferry boats allow you, not only you to go in those boats, but you can put in your cycle, you can put in your car, you can put in your tempo, even a truck can go. So they are like the Ro-Ro boats at a smaller scale, and they charge you about 100-150 rupees, and you can cross the, you know, creek across and save almost 25-30 kilometers of cycling. So this is something which was really, you know, caught my eye, that, you know, rather than going all the way on the road, you could take the small trips where you could put your cycle onto the you know, ferry, cross the ferry, and then start cycling again. So that is how the whole thing worked. And then I came across this group called Adventure, which does this, you know, cycling trips. And what in the pamphlet, when I read this, this really stimulated me. And when you are cycling, the slow pace allows you to notice much more, like the changes in vegetation from mango trees in Ratnagiri to the coconut trees in Goa. or the mud houses of Maharashtra versus the colorful churches in Goa. And this is something which really stimulated that if you go in a car, you are too fast paced to really appreciate this thing. But if I go in the cycle, probably I might be able to do this thing. And that is really put in me the thing that I should go in. So we started this, and it was actually a 7-night, 8-day trip. So we did the cycling trip from 9th to 16th of January. We started the trip from Gateway of India. So we went in a regular boat from Mumbai to Mandwa. We didn't go in the Ro-Ro boat, but a regular boat. The cycles were actually transported in this tempo, and we got the cycles in Mandwa. The cycles can also go in the regular boat, but the logistics of taking 20 cycles all together in one boat, too much of time would be spent, and that's why the group thought that it would be better that we get the cycles. Anyway, the tempo is going to be there with us. So we'll take the cycles and give it to you at Mandwa so that we cut short and we can reach Mandwa very fast. Now, the tragedy which I had was all this time, all my endeavors with cycling were with the battery operated cycle. So I was using the manual power and some amount of battery. But as luck would have it, my battery operated cycle conked off just 4 days before the trip. Now, a new cycle was out of question because cycles are still not available in Mumbai at that time. Even this time, they're not available. There's a waiting list of about 3 to 4 months. Luckily, my son-in-law had this, walk cycle, which is a 21 geared cycle. So I just had 3 days for me to practice on this cycle before I could, actually go on to the Goa trip. But frankly, whatever happened for the good, because my battery operated cycle weighs about 24 kg. This cycle weighs about 10 kg. So the whole, load itself is taken off, because if I'm taking 14 kg more, even if I use the battery, the amount of load which I'm carrying because of the cycle makes cycling more difficult. And I realized that without the battery, I was cycling much better once I got, comfortable with the gear. So 2 or 3 days of practicing prior to the Goa trip, and I was, set for going to Goa. So this was a group. We were a mixed group. We were 5 doctors. I didn't know any of them beforehand. We all met at Gateway of India. We were 5 engineers. There's 1 architect, 2 students, 1 company secretary, and 1 entrepreneur. So it was really a mixed group. The youngest being 16 years, the oldest being 64 in the group. Mr. Sethe was 64. He had done the cycling trip the year before, but he had failed. Most of the time he was in the rescue vehicle because he was not prepared for things. So this year he really regularly cycled. He cycled 50-60 kilometers every weekend. And this time he was well prepared and he did beautifully. For me, this was the first time which I did, but most of the other cyclists were either marathon runners. They were already into some sort of physical activity to have their, physical shape to be in good distance. They were in long distance running or trekking or hiking. So all of them were in good shape. So it was a lovely group. Probably I was the weakest link, and I thought probably I might spoil their fun. But then at the end, the whole group was so good that they, with their spirits, it got me getting into it. And I was doing extremely well each day. I mean, not a single day where I spoiled their time or their fun, because I was within the time limits given to me to reach the place. So it was really great. So this was the first day. We started from Mandwa Jetty. We got our cycles from Mandwa Jetty, and our route for the day 1 was Mandwa Jetty to Alibag. From Alibag, we go to Revdanda, where we take a small ferry to go to Korlai. From Korlai, we cycle to Kashid, and from Kashid to Murud. The whole thing is 67 kilometers. Most of it is flat road, but there are 2 very steep uphill and downhill climbs, which can be very tiring. So beautiful, village. You can see some nice temples and ponds. This was the place at Revdanda where we had lunch. All our cycles parked properly at the lunch spot. And we reached Murud by about 5:15. What was important for me, I never realized this, but I was physically tired when I reached there. But our group, we got into every day at the end of the day, a half an hour stretching session. And that completely, loosened up our body. And within 15 minutes, we were actually in the sea, every day, because we were staying by the side of the sea. So every day we would finish cycling, reach about half an hour before sunset, and half an hour to 1 hour before sunset, and we would do some stretching. And within 10-15 minutes, have a cup of tea, and we would be having enough energy to go and swim in the sea. So that is something which completely, opened up the whole thing. And the next thing was the first day party with beer, with all our friends. And almost every day we had a party like this, because each day we were rejoicing that we have done a great job. So again, it was a lovely group. We gelled, although I didn't know any of the group members. We really joined well and had a great time on the cycle and off the cycle as well. It was not only about cycling, but we had a great time all together. Second day, again, we did a morning stretching. We started just around sunrise time. So second day, we go from Murud to Rajapuri. There's a ferry from Rajapuri to Dighi. On the way, we see the Janjira Fort. And from Dighi, we go to Srivardhan. Lots of lovely beaches on the way. And from Srivardhan, we finally go to Harihareshwar, which is again a temple town. And the distance today is 58 kilometers, a little less than yesterday. The road also is much less intensive as compared to yesterday. So we enjoyed. So you can see nice beaches, and you can see the Murud Janjira fort, the Janjira fort across the Murud area. I'm standing in front of the Janjira fort. This is the Rajapuri village where we took the ferry. And this is the photograph in the ferry. All the cycles being parked on one side of the ferry. There are even cars and buses with us in the ferry. And the whole trip takes about 10 to 15 minutes. So you go from one side, cross the creek to the other side from Rajapuri to Dighi, and then you start cycling again. So the short video of So this is how the boat lands at Dighi, and then we all come out with the cycles, and then the cars and the tempo would come out, and we start cycling again. On the way, we had some beautiful beaches. This is the beach at Kondivali, where we took some pictures. Always at this thing, lots of coconuts on the way. So every day we would have a coconut drink, which is really refreshing. So apart from your, electrolyte water and plain water, you would have a coconut, or we would have a ganna juice, and that would really give us the energy which is required for, the cycling. So again, this is one of the spots where we had a nice cool coconut drink. Just stop for about 15-20 minutes, energize yourself, and then go ahead and do the rest of the cycle. Yeah, this is another beach, which is the Arvi beach, which is on the way to Srivardhan. So again, lovely pristine beaches, absolutely clean. There are hardly any crowds. Maximum you'll see is about 10-12 people on the whole beach. The whole beach is to yourself, and you can really enjoy and enjoy the water, enjoy the sand, and the beaches for you. This is a colleague of mine took a couple of pictures. This is a steep uphill, drive. So the first picture, I'm started doing the uphill, and you can see the agony of my face. How difficult it is. Almost about to give up, and I was about to get out of the cycle, but then finally I managed. And last, you can see the smile on the face because I've done it. So typically, most of the uphill climbs, which are about less than 20 degrees, I would manage with my gears on the cycle. If the gradients were steeper, then once in a while I would get down and then just walk with the cycle, finish off the gradient, and then get on to the cycle again. So so this is at the evening at Harihareshwar. This is a temple town. I think it's a Shiv temple. And behind that is a lovely water and the beach, where you get awesome views for the sunset. So nice rock formations because of millions of years of stones, rocks being eroded by the sea water. It looks really lovely, and the whole place is really classy to look at. And that's the Harihareshwar beach thing. Very clean water. The sands are really nice. The beaches are well maintained, and we had a nice swim. After we visited the temple, amazing waters. They are very clean, crystal clear. You will not imagine how clean these waters are and how clear the waters are. Because these beaches are hardly frequented, and that's why the waters there are really great. This is something which I picked up. There's a nice like how we use the morcellator. This guy is using a device to directly open up sip the coconut. So all he does is he's got a sharp trocar-like, cannula-like thing, which he punches into the, coconut, and the coconut is now ready to drink. So you don't have to really, yeah. So I checked up later on, and at Amazon it is available for 299 rupees. All you need to do is, buy this reamer, and you can drill a hole through the coconut, and you can start sipping water. You don't need any other skills to fill it. So this is something new which I learned, and I took a video. So day 3, I think again was the lightest of the whole day. The distance was only 55 kilometers. From Harihareshwar, we would take the jetty at Bagmandla and go across to Vesavi. From Vesavi, Kelshi, Padale, these are different small beaches and small villages, to Harnai beach, and then we would finally end Kalde, which is again another small beach town, a beach village with a nice hotel property where we stayed. This is the friend group. Milind is a family physician, MBBS from JJ, and he's into adventure activities. So he actually arranges hiking to the Himalayas. He's next arranging for a trek to the base camp, and so he's into adventure activities, and he's been doing the cycling activities for the last 12 years. Every year in January he arranges this cycling activity, and his organization is really perfect. It's something really good. So again, nice pictures while we are on the way. These fishermen colonies with the boats. That's the Harnai beach, which is again pristine, white sand with lovely waters. And again, this is the Pearl Day beach. We have amazing views from there. So again, GoPro was a very good investment for me, because I could get some lovely pictures and videos while I was cycling without the risk of dropping the camera, because this was actually strapped on my chest. So all I have to do is move, and the camera moves with when I move, and all these images or videos are being recorded. So if you can see at the distance, this is the Suvarna Durga. This is similar to Janjira, but this is actually a live fort where actually people are staying in the within the fort. There are almost 500 people staying within the fort even today. These have been staying here for centuries, and this is very close to Harnai, which is a small village town. So the roads are again good. You are just cruising along on a cycle along the coastline with seeing lovely waters and the sand all throughout. Right. So all of us are not so disciplined. This is basically to capture a video. Typically, I would be the last one in the group. I was saying I would never be leading, but this was just to capture the video sequence. But it was fun cycling on all these things. Again, the young guys had the energy to do actually push-ups at the end of the day. So this was again at Pearl Day Beach. We had a nice swim, and this is Jayesh doing his 50 push-ups, which he does every day, and this is at the end of cycling almost 60 kilometers. So hats off to all of these young guys. Our day 4 was we started from Kalde Beach. We had a lovely visit to the Parshuram temple. I'll talk to this in detail in the next slide. From there we go to Dabhol jetty, and then we take a boat to Veldur, and from there go to Guhagar, which we had our lunch, and then we reached Velneshwar, which is about 68 kilometers cycling on that day. Velneshwar probably is the best beach which I've stayed so far. It is simply amazing, and I'll share some pictures with you, and I'm sure you will also appreciate how great the beach is. So again, the pictures of Kalde Beach when you are ascending up, from there. This is the Parshuram temple, which is at Dabhol. A small video of the temple inside. So it's a meditation center, very nice. And we all of us then went inside and meditated for about 15-20 minutes. Really gives you a nice peace of mind, very quiet and environment. And this is actually a private setup, build up a thing, but it's completely free. So anybody who wants to meditate can come there and spend as much time. It opens at 9 in the morning and is open till 7 in the evening. So it was an amazing place to be there. And this is again a video of the cycling when it is played. It is quite easy. Everybody's enjoying drive. You can realize that this is Rajesh Bhai. Like me, he would be call it the 0-0 gear, because when we are on the feet, we say that you are going on 0-0, and most of the the younger guys, they would be cycling on first gear to be able to do it. But you can see the amount of effort it really needs to go when there's a steep gradient, and one such gradient is enough to completely sap up all your energy. You need to rest for some time to get it back. And the younger guys can actually stand up and pedal the cycle. I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to risk any injury. So me and Rajesh bhai, we are the same age, around 60. We would get down, walk this small part of the upper gradient, and then start cycling again. So again, it's everybody's thing. So this is the picture for, we are taking a ferry now from Dabhol to thing, and this is at Guhegarh, and this is the amazing fish thali we had. Actually, by the third or fourth day, people realized that eating a vegetarian thali is much better than eating the fish thali, because with vegetarian thali you get shrikhand. With a fish thali you don't get anything. So what people started doing was order a vegetarian thali and then order a separate fish or prawns or chicken by the side, so that they can get the meat also and get shrikhand, because non-veg thing, the shrikhand or any sweet is not involved. But these are actually small coastal restaurants, usually run by the family. Everybody in the family is serving you, so it is almost like home cooked food, really fresh food. And the the meat is really amazing. If somebody who loves seafood, I think this coastal drive will do complete wonders to you, passing the diet what you have. We finally reached Velneshwar, which I feel is the best beach on the road, and I'll just show you a couple of pictures. We were actually on the beach, so our resort was right on the beach, and we could just come out of the resort, and we are staying on the beach. So this is amazing view of the sunset at Velneshwar. Again, another view of the sunset. This was just post sunset. Some the nice pictures. This is again all of us enjoying the sea. Every day we would have at least half an hour to 40 minutes of enjoyment in the sea. So the whole group gets together at the end of cycling, and all your thakan is completely gone. You are again fresh for the next day. So day 5 now, the going starts getting a little difficult, and the distances are getting more. So from Velneshwar, we had to go to Hedvi Tausal, which is the ferry boat. From there, go to Jaigarh, Ganpati Pule, some lovely beaches. Arevara beach is an awesome beach. I will show you some pictures. From there, go to Ratnagiri. Ratnagiri is a big city. So we actually bypassed the city, and then we stayed in Pavas. Rather than staying in Ratnagiri, we thought staying in a smaller place is much better. So we actually stayed in Pavas rather than stay in Ratnagiri. This is again a unique temple. It is called the Das Mukeshwar Ganpati temple. So the Ganpati has 10 faces. It's the only place where the Ganpati has got 10 places. And a lot of people would come to this temple and then go to Ganpati Pule, which is close by. So this is like in that temple pilgrimage circuit, where they would do the darshan here at this temple, and then go ahead and go to Ganpati Pule, which is about 30-40 kilometers from this temple. So again, we were the only people there. I think this was early in the morning, probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So we had some nice darshan inside, and I think you'll just be able to see the idol. I'm not sure if you can really appreciate, but it is the Ganpati has 10 books. So now we are taking the ferry from Tausal to Jaigarh. So again, this is another video of the so the ferry is leaving Tausal. Basically, it has a tempo. It has the person with the bike and all our cycles and a lot of other local people who do this trip up and down. The trip takes just about 10 to 15 minutes, and like every hour there's a ferry ride. So you really need to time your things well, because otherwise, if you miss out something, you would be actually wasting 1 hour at a particular spot to get the ferry, and then your whole becomes bad. So you really need to time. And all these 7 days, my timing was perfect. I did not delay the group because I was cycling slowly. So that was something which was really important for me, that I was sticking to the timings given to me by the group leader. Now, this ferry service has been going on for almost 50-60 years, and it's an excellent service, and even your regular cars can go in very comfortably, and you can do it. So again, some lovely beaches on the way. If anybody knows this, is Dr. Deshmukh. He is a urologist at Nagpur, and this is Dr. Manish Vikram Bhatia. He is a CEO of DMart. So again, they were in the group, and became very good friends at this time. Again, some nice views of the beach, some pristine, clean beaches, and some view. Right. So day 6, again, the distance was 87 kilometers. So slowly now, if you see at the end, the distance is increasing. It is all more than 75 kilometers. So from Pavas, we went to a small village called Adivare, where we had a breakfast. From there, we went to Padal, Jump Sunday, Devgarh. Devgarh is again a very famous thing because it is close to Tarkarli, which is again a resort for scuba diving, and there are lots of resorts and a lot of tourists come there to think Devgarh. And from there we went to Kunkeshwar. So we stopped at overnight at Kankeshwar. Again, Kankeshwar is a Shiva temple. So you can see one of these pictures. You can actually see the map of India. If you can, imagine, you can see this is Gujarat and that's the Maharashtra coastline and this thing. So a nice picture for me. Again, lots of temples on the way, with lovely views. I think this is the thing at Devgarh. I think this is the Devgarh beach. Again, off Devgarh beach, there's an amazing road with nice trees and very clean roads to cycle. This is the uphill road. You can see the tempo which follows us all the way going up, and we have to cycle uphill and lovely views while we are cycling. This was just around sunset time, and I managed to get this lovely shot of the sun through my cycle bars. So that was a nice click for the day thing. For me, actually getting all these pictures was more about resting, because after I've done a little bit of cycling, I need to take my breath, and that is the time I'm looking for photo opportunities. So people thought I love photography. It was more to get my breath back rather than take the pictures. But while I had the time and I had the camera, I could take all these lovely pictures while we're doing it. So once we did the steep uphill, now we're going down, and you can see the Kankeshwar temple and the Kankeshwar beach. Again, an amazing beach. So the approach is our hotel was right next to Kankeshwar temple. So again, we went there stretched out, and within 15 minutes we were in the water. Typically the timing is just before sunset, so we had about half an hour, 40 minutes of nice enjoyment in the beach, and then come back and then have dinner and rest for the night. So that's the Suksagar resort, which is right across Kankeshwar temple, where we stayed staying for the day. Amazing pictures at the Kankeshwar beach, and that's me at the thing, and saying amazing water. So just relaxing, having fun with all the friends. Next day again was the longest drive. We had to do 91 kilometers. So day 7, this was the second last day, which was the longest drive. From Kankeshwar we go to Tarkarli. From Tarkarli we go to Devbagh. And this is very interesting because all the time we had been taking these ferry boats where your cycles go in. From Devbagh to Bhogwe, there are no ferry boats. So you have to actually go in a small boat where you put your cycles. So in each boat, about 3 to 4 cycles can come in with 3 to 4 people. So this was again an amazing experience, putting a cycle in a small boat and then going across. Again, there is no jetty, so you don't know where you're going to go in. So you have to prepare yourself, because you might be actually getting down in water with your cycle and then walking with your cycle to the beach. And depending on the tide, you have to cycle about half to 1 kilometer on the beach to reach the actual the dry area. So this was really amazing. It was nice fun. Again, some nice amazing clicks. This was the morning sunrise when we just left Kankeshwar, and amazing trees. Both of them had fallen. This was the lunch time at Devbagh, where we had lunch. Again, an amazing fish thali and prawns. And this is the boat which I'm telling. So we actually, this is a regular motorized boat, and we 3 or 4 cycles are loaded into the boat, and then 3-4 people go in, cross the creek, and then go across. So this was again something new. I'd never imagined that we can go with our cycles in that boat. So we had rented about 4 boats, so that a whole group of 20 cycles we could all go across in this ferry boats. And then in the boat we go, and you can see here that is the Bhogwe beach, which you can see hardly takes about 7 to 8 minutes. But if we didn't do that, we'll have to cycle about 35 to 40 kilometers. So if you're going in the car, you can avoid the ferry and you can go by road. But if you're doing cycling, the 35-40 kilometers is a huge thing. Plus the enjoyment of taking a boat ride rather than going, on the road. So this was something which is amazing. So we landed up with our cycles on the beach. And that's a small video of me cycling. This is slow motion video, but we are cycling on the beach. So we actually had to do half a kilometer of cycling on the beach to reach the dry area, from which we would get back to the main road and do. And that road changes every day, because depending on the tide, depending on where the waters are, you don't know where you're going to land up. So, this is something really amazing. All of us cycled on the beach, which was again a completely new experience for me, doing that for the first time. And you can see this is the Devgarh beach, which is actually a thin strip of land. You can see this whole thing is a very thin strip of land. And just next to Devgarh is Tarkarli, which is probably one of the best scuba diving resorts has come up. We went to the place and it is really amazing with 5-star facilities. So probably I want to go back to Tarkarli once someday and do scuba diving at that place. So and this we finally reached Vengurla. Now this was the only place. The last after Bhogwe beach, we went to a village called Parule, and from Parule we have to go to Vengurla, which is about 30 kilometers. There are lots of uphills and downhills, and this was the only day on the trip where the last 4 kilometers I had to take the rescue vehicle, because I thought if I continue cycling, I will reach past sunset, and I didn't want to cycle in the dark. So that is why I was the last person where I put my cycle. The last 4 kilometers, I put my cycle in the rescue vehicle, and I finished the trip. But rest of the trip, I could completely do on my cycle without any break or without any problem. So this is we reached huge Vengurla, which is again the last beach reserve thing in Maharashtra, and then you would be going on to Goa. Again, a nice, amazing click at night thing where we see this typical coastal boats, and I got an amazing picture with this. A visit to the fish market when you're going to is a must, and you can see all these local fisherwomen selling their catch every day, and you can see the prawns, you can see the fish being sold, absolutely fresh. One thing again which I learned here is that some of these fish, actually you'll see seeing the fish here, I'll just point out, it is a baby shark, and you can see the baby shark breathing. Can you appreciate that in the video? So the baby shark is actually alive. It dies only when it is kept in cold water. Otherwise, till you buy it and you take it home, the shark is actually breathing. The rest of the fish are not, but with the baby shark, it actually continues to breathe even out of water. I mean, this is something which I didn't know, but this is an amazing place. If you like the stink of fish, I think you're going to enjoy the fish market. Otherwise, I would advise you to stay far away from it, because the stink is really, overpowering. But if you like fish, or if you like, meat, I think this is one place you all need to visit. So again, the last day actually was a very relaxing day, because the distance was only 30 kilometers. We were used to doing 80-90 kilometers every day by now. So the last 30, we were on the joyous mood. Again, an amazing sunrise, which I captured at Vengurla beach. So as soon as we got out, we got this nice picture of the sunrise. And that's me lifting up the cycle. That's the amount of power I had at the end of 8 days, because I had the joy of having completed the cycling trip, which in my really mind, I didn't know whether I would be able to do it. So that's the whole group. 7 nights, 8 days of cycling. We did 550 kilometers of cycling. So for me, I did 4 kilometers less, because the one day 4 kilometers I was in the rescue vehicle. But otherwise, rest of the trip I did with a manual cycle, not with a battery operated. And that really gave me the whole thing. That's excellent. I just want to leave you with 2 quotes. Before I went to the trip, there were a lot of people who warned me against it, that it's not safe to cycle. With your age, you should not be getting into something. You're cycling only for 2 months. You might injure yourself. So, you think twice before you go in. So this was a nice quote which I got, saying that I owe my success to having listened respectfully to the very best advice, and then going away and doing the exact opposite. So I think in life, that is what my motto has always been, that I do what I want to. And if I do that, so far I've never been wrong. I've been to lots of adventure sports, and if you really put your heart into doing something, you'll definitely do it. And the second one is, opportunities don't happen, you need to create them. And November, when I bought my cycle, I never dreamt that I would do something like this, for a 7-8 day program. But then you got the opportunity, and you encashed them, and I had this lovely holiday. So I hope you enjoyed the cycling, tour with me. I've tried to give you a glimpse of the whole thing. The whole area is really beautiful. I've done the cycling. I've done the car ride in the West Coast from San Francisco to LA. And I would say this is probably a little better. You know, the views what you get, the food what you get, the beaches what you have to swim, and the waters, because in America the waters are icy, chilly, and you can't get into the water. You have a lovely beach, but you can't get into water. But these waters here are so nice and warm. Even in January, the waters are perfect for us to enjoy about 30-40 minutes of, you know, waters every day. So I think anybody who is in Mumbai, you should take this, you know, coastal drive. You could take it in a cycle, you could take it on a bike, you can take it on a car. But I would, you know, advise that all of you should do this trip once in a lifetime. It is completely amazing. Thanks a lot for giving me this patience and the opportunity to, you know, get this across you. Thanks a lot.
That was so fantastic, so inspiring. I'm sure all of those, some of us want to get onto a cycle, and there are some who will be so jealous that they can't do it. Even if
No,
they,
I think everybody can do it. It's not a question of you can't do it, because cycling, anybody can do it. It's not a thing. It's just a question of you getting it right. For me, 2 months preparation was more than enough. Actually, when I joined the group, people were amazed that how can somebody think of cycling long distance in just 2 months? Because most of the people in the group were cycling for, you know, for years together, and they've been preparing for the trip for the last 3 months. And they thought that I was a fool to get into this whole thing by, you know, just getting into for 2 months. But I feel any adventure sport, finally it is in the mind. If you want to do it, God will give you enough energy to be able to do that. And I think the whole experience is amazing. Not only the cycling part, but looking at those areas, looking at the beautiful beaches, swimming at them. For me, I am a foodie, so, you know, eating the coastal food, you know, fish every day, and staying in those small hotels. The whole experience was completely awesome. So I think everybody needs to do this, you know, sometime too. And we are so close to that area, we shouldn't miss out on that.
wonderful. I know it's very rightly said. Where there is a will, there is a way. And if you're determined and you do what you want, what your heart tells you to do, you will surely manage.
Absolutely, yes.
Amit, please unmute everybody. Amit.
Yes, ma'am, I'll do that.
So, Dr. Aspi, would you like to make any comments? Anybody?
I have given everybody an option to unmute. You can unmute and start. Ma'am, you will have to unmute. Dr. Pranay sir, you will also have to unmute yourself.
Hey, Pranay, it was fantastic. It was wonderful. Very, very nice. Especially your clicks are absolutely fantastic. The one of the clicks which was fascinating was those 2 coconut trees, you know, defying gravity.
Yeah.
You know, the architecture should take some lesson from that. Where how the transversely the pole can remain defying all the gravity. You know,
Yeah.
that was a very fantastic thing. The other thing I want to know, okay, how many times you had a puncture, or did you?
So actually, for me, I didn't have a single puncture because I brought brand new tires and tubes. But we were 16 cyclists, and amongst us, in 8 days, we had only 4 punctures. So I think on an average, the thing is, but we had a mechanic with us all throughout. The cycling group had a mechanic, so whenever there would be a puncture, they would immediately repair it, or they would change the tire. And you know, we had a few people who had problems with the chain, which they would be able to manage. We also had a spare cycle on the tempo, so that in case, you know, there's a major problem with any of the cycle, we could have changed our cycle and we could have at least gone ahead and finished the trip. You know, so the cycling group is really well, you know, organized. They've done everything really well. Hi, Ashok. How are you?
Yeah, Dr. Ashok.
Hi, sir.
Hi.
Hi, Pranay. Hello, Dr. Pranay, sir. I am Dr. Ashok.
Yeah. Hi, tell me.
So,
sir, just I wanted to remind you, almost 25 years back, we went to Golwad and Bodhi in a small minibus with the residents.
Yes, yeah.
So that was a very nice time. We took a small minibus, then we took chef also, all cooking material. They used to cook us for us in the breakfast, lunch, and we did swimming in the sea almost for 1 hour with the residents. And then we played that ball also, throwing ball and all.
Yeah.
So it was a very nice thing. And you liked that place so much that after some time you went with your friends alone.
Yes, correct.
I
remember that. Yes, yeah. Yeah,
So
I think
that was
Golwad is
the
the railway resort. I remember we had gone to the railway resort.
Yes. That Golwad and Bodhi. So it was
Correct, correct.
25 years back, and still you have
Oh,
that
wow.
enthu of enjoying. So all the best, sir.
I have
Thanks a lot. Thank you
I
so
have
much.
just written in our group about 100 years back. My father's uncle and his 4 friends, they had gone round the world
Wow.
on bicycle, you know.
You're stimulating me, Aspi.
Pardon?
You're stimulating me to do something more now.
They 5 of them started from Bombay, and after about 4 years, they came back to Bombay. 3 of
Okay.
them completed the whole round the world on bicycle.
Oh, lovely.
My father's
Wow.
uncle, he was Mr. Bamgara. I think, and they one Bapashola, Bamgara, and Hakim. These 3 of them completed the whole trip round the world on bicycle. And the book is there. Even the book is available online also, and I've read the book. Very, very interesting book.
Okay.
About 100 years back.
Yeah, Dr. Ashwini Wagh would like to say something. She is a surgeon practicing in Khar, Hinduja.
Dr. Pranay, amazing experience and amazing description and presentation and all that.
Actually, that you should thank Sangeeta, because I would never have done this had Sangeeta not asked me to give a talk. You know, all those pictures would have been, in the camera, just lying there. But for me, it was really passionate to get everything and get a talk. So Sangeeta, that needs the thing to really get me stimulated to get it. But I loved the whole thing. The 7-8 day experience was amazing. It was really nice.
Yeah. So what I wanted to know is that what about the preparation, besides the mental preparation, which which happens in a jiffy, what about the actual preparation? Like,
if you saw the first part of my presentation,
yeah,
basically you need to gradually build up your stamina. So like an average person, if you've never cycled, you should be able to do about 7-8 kilometers. And then gradually, in about 4 weeks time, you should be able to do about 20 kilometers, so one thing. So for me, I started in November, and by 1st December, I was doing 20 kilometers very comfortably. And then I got into this, South Bombay cycling group, where they have, cycling rides almost every day. So we get messages every Saturday or every Sunday. They plan these long drives, which are 30. So for me, it was like basically every Saturday, Sunday, I would go with them, start at 5:30, do 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers, so you gain confidence. And I did about 60 kilometers on the way to Utan. The 40 kilometers I did with the rescue vehicle, but I had done 60 kilometers, and that gave me this thing that, no, I will be able to do it. So you can, I took 2 months, probably somebody can take, 4 months, 6 months, depending on how things are. For me, I've been always into some sort of physical activity. Either I'm doing swimming or something. So if you have that level of fitness, you should be able to do it. But if you're not, you need to get that level of fitness to be able to do it.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to know.
It's not that you require months and months of preparation. Like for me, it was exactly 2 months of cycling. I had never cycled before November, and within 2 months, I graduated from a battery operated cycle to a geared cycle, and I could do it. So I don't think it's a problem.
And did you learn how to service a cycle, change your tires and all these things?
No, I didn't need to learn, because this one, there was a mechanic with us all the time.
Okay.
So there was a mechanic, there was a separate bike. Each of us, had an extra tire. Sorry, I'll just. Each of us had an extra tire. So sometimes when you had a puncture, what they would actually do is.
The quality ekdam judi dekhai cha nahi picture mein.
You're on mute, Dr. Pranay. You've gone on mute.
Yeah. So depending on the type of puncture, what they would do is, rather than trying to mend the puncture, they will just put in a new tube and cycle ahead. So each of us was carrying 2, spare tubes. I didn't have a puncture, but the couple of guys who had it, rather than wasting half an hour trying to get these, puncture mended, all they would do is remove the tube, put in a new tube, put in the air, and start cycling. So that would take hardly 5 to 7 minutes. So it was amazing, and everything they had prepared. They had the full, kit for them to repair, dismantle the whole cycle, and assemble it again. So and there was an expert, so there was no problem.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, but I would say that you should not go solo. Even your regular cycling in the city, you should always go in a small group. Try and get 2 or 3 people to do it, because if you're alone and God forbid something happens to you, then it's very difficult to get in touch. Like, I'll just tell you, 4 or 5 days back, we had one of our cyclists who was hit by the road, by a vehicle on the road. He was cycling at 4:45 in the morning, and a very experienced cycle, but he was hit by. Luckily, nothing serious happened to him. But immediately somebody put up a message. Somebody called me up. Within 10 minutes, I was with my car there. I took him to GT hospital. Did some first aid. we did a police case and we are back. So I think if you're cycling, you should never be cycling alone. You should get into groups so that you get each other's support. Plus, where to buy things, if your cycle has a problem, which type of cycle to buy. And I think every corner there's a cycling group in Bombay. So if you just go on Facebook or if you go on a WhatsApp group, the moment you cycle 4-5 days, somebody will contact you. Oh, you like cycling, why don't you get this group? And you start getting messages and you get it. So I think getting into one of these groups where you do it together makes it fun. You make new friends and you have their support. If something goes wrong, that's always there to help.
At what time would you start cycling in the morning?
For the Goa trip, every day would be about 6:45 in the morning. In Bombay, normally I cycle at about 6 a.m. So, you cycle for about 1.5 to 2 hours, come back by 8 o'clock, and by 9 o'clock, you're back in the hospital. You can start doing your work.
No, and now when you went in this Goa trip, you would start at 6:15, 6:30, and then you all would cycle all day, or how long?
Typically, as I said, the distance would be about, if you saw the average distance, it was 58 to 90 kilometers. So our first thing would be approximately 20 kilometers. So we would start at 6:45. We would not have any breakfast at that time. We'll just have a cup of tea and a banana, just one fruit. They don't advise you to have a breakfast before you start cycling. So we would do that, cycle for about 2 hours. So, it's about 8:30, 8:45 by the time, it's breakfast time. We have cycled about 20 kilometers, spend about an hour, have a good breakfast, relax, then start cycling for about 2.5 hours. You have done about 30 kilometers by next 2.5 hours. Then you take a lunch break. And then depending on the distance, if you have say 60 kilometers, you've already done about 45 kilometers. So you have only 10-15 kilometers which you can spend. So only on 2 days where we had 85 and 90 kilometers, we reached at about 5:36. Otherwise, most of the time we were reaching at about 3:34. You would have lunch, cycle for another hour, and again rest for some time. Most of the time we are on the beach, so you would go there and relax on the beach for about an hour, see the sunset, and then come back and rest.
My brother also went and did the cycling trip, but he did it now in July or August. From Bombay to Goa.
I think the weather-wise, July and August is monsoon, so it's not very safe in the Goa trip because it rains very heavily and you're by the coast. So I think the only month conducive for good cycling is Jan and probably Feb. Most people in March, it will be too hot for you to cycle for the whole day.
Yeah, but he went sometime in the monsoon only.
Yeah. But on the same road?
No, I don't think he did this Ferry Wala road. But
Okay,
I am not sure. I have no idea.
Okay,
I didn't even know. So when he was talking about it, I didn't pay so much attention because I didn't know that these are the different routes.
Yeah, so actually for Goa, there are 3 different routes. The fast road, the old Bombay Goa road, and this is where very few people take it. So it's a really nice and relaxed road to drive it. Even if you want to drive, it's a lovely road to drive.
Great. Anybody else?
Yeah. Can I talk?
Shilpa. Yeah, Shilpa.
Yeah, hi Shilpa. Hi.
Sir, amazing. Very nice pictures. Sir, I want to ask you, did you have to take any time analgesics or anything like that?
No, absolutely nothing. I mean, I don't believe in analgesics when I'm on any of the adjacent. So what is extremely important for you is to do a stretch. I mean, all of us would have pain at the end of the day, but a good stretch for half an hour would be enough for you to relax all the muscles. So this is again something new which I've learned from the cycling trip. I mean, every day in the end, I would feel that, no, I don't think tomorrow I'll be able to cycle. But in half an hour, 40 minutes, you are a different person. I'm ready to go to the beach and, enjoy. So, you really need to stretch each and every muscle. So we would do a stretch starting from the head, the neck muscles, head, shoulders, the spine, your quadriceps, your hamstrings, your toes thing. And the other thing which really helped me was raising up the legs for 15 minutes. So these are 2 things, a good stretching and just lie on your back and raise up your legs and just lie up. So all your, edema or whatever you have in the whole day is completely gone. So none of us actually ever took any painkillers for the whole trip.
Post-trip problems, sir?
Sorry?
Post-trip problems anytime?
No, absolutely fine. I mean, I finished the trip on Saturday. Sunday, I came to Bombay and Monday I was already operating. I had a case at 8 o'clock in the morning and I was in surgery. So touch wood, nothing. I mean, and I've been regularly cycling even after that. I have already started my, daily cycling for about 1.5 hours post that. So
how was the return journey, sir?
So the return, you saw the tempo which was following us. All our cycles were in the tempo. So they got it back to Bombay and we took a flight and came back the next day. So actually the tempo, put the cycles in, Andheri. So, Tuesday actually morning, I went to Andheri, picked up my cycle, and I cycled 22 kilometers from Andheri back to home. So I came via the Western Express Highway and this thing. So most of the people, there were 2 points. There was one drop-in point at CBD Belapur. So people staying on the eastern side got the cycles delivered there, and I had my cycle delivered at Andheri, and I picked up the cycle and cycled back. There are a few people who put it on the taxi and came back, but I thought if I've been cycling 60, 80, 90 kilometers, I think 20 kilometers should be a breeze. And I just came in and I had my routine work on that day, and there was no problem with it.
Very nice, sir. Very nice.
So that was wonderful, very, very nice and interesting, and encouraging to everybody. So thank you, sir, very much. And I hope you do more adventures and then come and talk to us about it.
Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thank you everyone for giving a patient hearing.
Not at all. Bye bye everybody. See you all next Wednesday 7:30 p.m. again.
Thanks Amit for arranging the whole thing.
Thank you, Amit. Bye. Bye, sir.
Bye, see ya. Oh, yeah.